Hi, thank you so much, Nikki, for coming.
No problem.
I just want to explain how I work.
Okay.
I see, hear, feel, and taste is how I receive information. So whatever I receive, I give to you. It's your stuff, not my stuff. I always ask for the highest good, greatest interest, and the most amount of healing for everybody involved. So I enjoy having people in my home for sessions because it sort of feels like a day off where I've just invited people over for coffee and I have the extra people in spirit along for the ride and I'm just the go-between. So I really relax a little bit more. It's a little more personal and intimate than the bigger events. So I'm looking forward to the day. There's two people that are really loud that come in right off the bat, right? One male, one female. The female feels biologically connected. That feels more like a grandma. So normally for me, it's kind of like being a pendulum, right? So if I lean on the right-hand side, then I know I'm on mom's side of the family. If I lean on the left side, then I know I'm with the dad's side of the family. What's interesting for me is I want to lean onto the right-hand side and say that this is mom's mom. But when she comes in, she wants to connect in about your dad. So it's weird for me. Would that make sense for you about mom's mom?
Yes.
It's mom's mom that's crossed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when she comes in, though, she shows me a couple of different things. She makes my jaw get really, really tight. Usually for me, that means that there was no... like she's got this sort of feel about her before she passes. Her jaw gets really, really tight. So either no communication or not being able to communicate at the time that she passes, right? So there's no communication. Her jaw gets really, really tight. For me, it's almost like refusing to eat or not being able to eat. There's this feel of this.
She wasn't by the time she passed. She wasn't.
Okay, that makes sense to you? Okay. When she comes in, for me, it's sort of like a boundary, right? So I'm going to feel their stuff. Usually they'll show me how they passed. Then they'll show me either their row of siblings or their row of children and where they want to go. When they come in not showing me exactly how they passed, it usually means that they were very kind and very private about their stuff. She sort of does that. She shows me that she was very kind and that she was very private about her personal stuff. That being said, she'll pull up close enough where I get really sick to my stomach. When I get super sick to my stomach and it comes up and all I taste is medication in my mouth, it usually means cancer or an infection that goes through my whole system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it really feels, for me, she keeps making... for me, this feels twice, though. It feels like two rounds. So it feels like it starts in that one spot and then goes everywhere else because it feels like it moves into, like my hips feel like liquid. So usually for me, that's like it goes into the bones or it goes through the whole...
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, it's in her bones. Yeah. Okay. She starts counting 1, 2 and going to the second. So if you were looking at your mom's siblings from the oldest to the youngest, who is the second?
My aunt.
Okay, so here's where things start rolling, right? Yeah. So I circled the second oldest and wrote down female. So what your grandma keeps showing me is a little bit gossipy, that this person is...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you know, yes.
Yeah. So, what's interesting for me, so when my jaw gets really itchy, I know that this person is a little bit gossipy. And it's not mean intended and it's not malicious. It's just really wanting to know what's going on with everybody in the family. Yeah. Like if you need to know who's where, you call her.
Yeah.
So she comes in wanting this aunt to know that she misses those conversations. She misses being with her. Okay. She keeps bringing a male energy attached to her as well too. So, or wanting to talk about the male energy that's attached to her. Okay. Oh, okay. Did he have like an issue with his teeth?
That would be my grandpa.
Biologically related?
Yeah.
So is it just one tooth missing or are all of these teeth missing? I have to tell you, it just feels like this one.
I don't know how her teeth were.
No, the grandpa.
Oh, yes, my grandpa, he had an infected tooth and it actually moved to his heart. So I don't know if that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because this fellow just keeps showing me his tooth, like, and it's not, because sometimes, I don't know why old men think it's funny to, like, pop out their false teeth and showed me their false teeth, but there's some old guys that think that's funny. So, but it's not that. It's his tooth. He keeps bringing up his tooth.
Yeah.
And that's how your grandpa passed? Or he's still here?
He passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the grandpa that's biologically related keeps showing me his tooth, and that's how he passed? His infection went to his chest?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he comes in, my nose starts to get really stuffy. When that happens, it's usually that there's a lot of angers and resentment still attached to their passing. He keeps giving me that bop in the nose, where it's this fast, quick, and unexpected feel, right? So whatever, again, I get that medication feeling in my mouth, which is usually that infection, and he just keeps showing me his tooth, and then very angry because he feels that he wasn't properly cared for. That people didn't listen, and he wasn't properly cared for. Yeah,
he was very angry at the nurse, like
oh my gosh, I know. He comes in very angry.
Just everything from like ice cream.
But he's saying that he was a pain in the ass at the same time too. Like how he talked was not kind either when he was expressing his upset about that whole situation. Okay.
That's him.
Okay. Well, he certainly feels lied to, that's for sure.
I have no idea.
It's within the medical system though, right?
Oh, okay.
Like that they weren't doing, as far as he's concerned, they weren't doing all that they could have done in order to help him.
Did he not agree with like...
Well,
I'll ask after that thing.
That's okay. For me, he keeps showing me, it feels like I've ended up having like tubes. I keep feeling like tubes or oxygen. He makes my head feel heavy, like it drops forward. So usually for me, that feels like a sleep or a coma related feeling attached to it, and very heavily medicated where my tongue can't form words properly. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. Because he keeps showing me that he was able to hear people talking to him, but he couldn't communicate back at the time that he was passing. So did they have to take him off of support, or did he pass on his own?
They just DNR'd.
Yeah, because he's showing me there was, just letting him go.
He didn't want that, or did you like...
Oh yeah, no, he's quite okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He was okay with being let go, and that's what he's showing me. But it's the anger that... why that even had to happen is where that healing is needing to take place for him, right? Like, oh my gosh, he's smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a big blue haze around him. It's so funny though, like, because they can still smoke, like he's smoking on the other side, and they don't have that physical body anymore, right? Their physical body's not going to get sick anymore, but it's just if they really enjoyed it here, then they're going to be able to do that there as well too. So he comes in with this smoky feel. I'm going to get your grandma to pull back up. Do you mind me asking where you work or go to school? Because this is all education based. Like she keeps wanting you to, like she keeps talking about school and education.
I'm going to Conestoga for my BA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like this. Oh. It's awesome.
She's proud. Or?
Very proud.
Oh. I'd be the first in that family to...
Yeah, so I think... Okay. Yeah, she wrote, it's grounded, stay focused, and don't lose your direction, is what she said. She's very proud of you. Yeah, very proud of you.
That's good.
The only thing that she shows me... she says a couple of different things. One, you say sorry way too much, that you apologize for things that aren't yours to apologize for, and you have to stop taking on energies that don't belong to you.
Yeah, that's me.
Eric, totally got to stop. Because what people don't realize is energetically, you're taking on stuff that will affect your physical body. Okay?
I don't know how to do that.
Well... No, you can practice with me. No, it's a good word. You need to make friends with it. She shows me though, like it almost feels like you have issues in your hip already, where it gets sore through your lower back and hip. Does that make sense? Yeah, see, if you learn to have those boundaries and not take on other people's stuff, it will help shift some of the physical stuff that you have going on. I promise. So it's learning how to do that. I'll email you like a package that I have that has like different tools to do that. So you can sit when it's quiet and be able to go through that on your own. Okay. And it's really simple. And if you have any problems, you can just email me back and I'll help walk you through it, okay? But she just keeps saying in the direction that you're going, you want to be able to do it. Yeah. She doesn't want you to get sick and not be able to do it.
But it's the right direction I'm going?
Totally is.
Okay,
totally is. She says, yes, she
okay.
keeps saying, don't lose direction. Don't lose direction. Stay focused and keep moving forward. It was all education.
Can I ask something?
So when does this happen?
Oh, like when did it happen or when?
No. When's the wedding?
We don't know yet.
Because she's like, this needs to hurry.
Oh, okay.
She keeps showing me this.
We want to.
Okay.
School's expensive.
Yes.
So we're...
Right. Okay, so for whatever reason, she keeps talking about September being an important month. So she keeps popping in with you and saying September is a very important month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share?
We're gonna elope in September.
You're eloping in September?
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
We're like, if we have no solid plans, we're going to like Niagara Falls and we're eloping in September.
Oh yeah, totally. She's rocking it. That's awesome. The male figure that I have coming in first, he shows me younger, not older. So he's younger when he passes. He's not older when he passes. Okay. He keeps showing me. So this job has really shown me that there's unconditional love, that love exists, it continues, and that we are supported. And on the days when we're feeling alone, we're really not. So when my nose starts to fill up, it usually means that there's lots of angers and resentments still attached to a passing. He's showing me that there's still healing needed to take place to his passing, that there's still a lot of angers and resentments attached to his passing. Yeah. It just feels very sad. It just feels, all of it feels, yes, sad, right? Yeah. Very, very sad. He keeps giving me this bop in the face. Usually for me, that means something that's fast, quick, unexpected, traumatic. He keeps making me feel like I have impact, or there's an impact in here. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because it catches my breath. Like it feels like I just catch my breath, and then I can't breathe. I can't breathe, and then I'm past, because it has almost a floaty feel to it. Not necessarily that's how they passed. It just means that's the sensation I have as I'm leaving my body, or as he was leaving his body. It feels that way. He keeps showing me that there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect with the stories attached to his passing, though. So we need to figure that out as well too. Okay.
It's interesting.
He grabs my nose. Usually for me, that's somebody that's like a joker teaser, someone that really interacts and plays. He keeps showing that he was very engaged with his family. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. The gentleman that's coming in, it feels above you. Whenever it feels above, it's either father or grandfather, right? And I lean over to the side, so it's always dad's side, dad. It's that fast, quick, traumatic. He kept showing me there's you plus 3. So who would have been around 12 and who would have been 17? Mm-hmm. You were 12 at the time he died, because he kept saying 12. Yeah. 12. Okay. And again, I love it when parents come in going, oh, but I know really you probably weren't, right? You're still going to be a kid. But he really feels that way about his family. Like they were everything to him. Do you mind me asking how he passed?
Heart attack.
So it was chest. It's all chest, right? Okay. I keep smelling cigarette smoke as well, too.
Yes.
Like he was just a really heavy smoker as well, too. Okay. So when he comes in, so this is dad, yes. So when he comes in, oh my gosh, there's so much healing that needs to take place in there. He comes in here, for you, there's a couple of different things that he keeps showing me. One, I keep feeling heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux. He keeps also showing me like the start of blood pressure, like blood pressure related issues as well too. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. And does the acid reflux?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So here's the scoop. They will always come in showing me what's happening for you and where healing needs to take place. And with no judgment, just in who you are contributes to the illnesses that you have, right? So acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn is always about pushing down your anger and not speaking your truth.
Oh.
So would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Grab a garbage can and a baseball bat, head to the garage, do what you need to do, but there's something that you need to do to start getting the anger
Yes.
out properly, because that's what's causing all this. The more that you try to push this down, it will be tight here, and it creates that acid reflux feeling. So if you can learn how to shift that, it will help. Your dad also keeps showing me the blood pressure medication. He keeps showing me that there's a change with the blood pressure. When they show me 5 pills and they swipe 3 out, it means either you need to, like, there's a change with medication needs to happen for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
When they start counting, it usually means that there's a separation or there's a separation. So he keeps showing me a separation as well too. Does that make sense? Okay. So where's the separation?
My sisters and I.
Okay. Because he's got everybody pulled apart.
That's exactly.
We all
it.
live in different cities.
Everybody's all pulled
Everybody.
apart. But it's not just like physically, it's emotionally as well too.
yeah.
It's emotionally
The
no
sisters.
one's together.
No.
That's right.
Okay. He wants you to know that he supports your role within that family structure, and he supports what you've needed to do in order to be okay emotionally. And that's huge for you to hear. Okay, where does he want to go? So you'll have to so every once in a while does your mom get mad and swear?
This one?
Yes.
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh my God, your dad is laughing at the words that come out of your mouth
Yes.
because he wouldn't have known you to be that way.
No.
Because you were just little, right? So he laughs because what he says is the amount of anger that's attached within that family structure builds up within you. Your chest gets really super tight and it's like slamming things down on the cupboard and then bursting out this stuff. And he says, and then you get caught up in all the guilt because then you feel guilty because you said this, because it's against who you really are to say those words and to have a negative thought about those people, right? And he keeps talking about you can pray for them all you want, but it's not going to change. So are you doing that? Praying for them all the time? Yeah. Okay, so I feel that my role, I mean, not just to validate that your family is watching over you, but is to help you learn how to maneuver through some of those things. So I'm going to send you an email file that's got some tips and tools, but I'm also going to talk about it now, mostly because I think this is important. Okay. How I explain it, it's kind of like a hurt dog. So if you looked at it, if this is you and this is the person that's kind of like the hurt dog, right? So church, I always call them love and lighters too. People get on the love and lighter bandwagon and then they're sending like rainbows and rose petals and shooting love at everybody, and it doesn't work really. It's if you, instead of doing it this way, sending your prayers directly to that person, and if you sent it to the relationship that person represents instead. Okay. So if you said your prayers to all sibling relationships or to all mother-child relationships, wherever the angst is, then it ripples out gently to that person, and it's not like whacking them in the head. Okay. It's kind of like healing through the back door and going, instead of consciously to them, it's going subconsciously. And I promise it makes such a world of difference when you just tweak it that tiny little bit. And I think that would really help you. It would ease the amount of guilt that you have in how the situation's being dealt with. Okay? The female that comes in, I knew I had somebody coming in for your husband as well too, and it felt like I had this. Yeah. Now again, that feels more like, mom or grandma, like.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom. I find more people are coming and understanding that we're all interconnected, and if they're healing, other people will heal because of it. And if they're contributing negatively, that also ripples out, and that negative is felt by the people around them. She keeps, again, it's that fast, quick, and it really hurts. Like, it feels like my body feels broken. It feels like my body feels broken. It hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it weird to say that I can feel it in my chest too? The pressure almost?
So what I would ask her to do is to take a step back.
Okay.
Just ask her to take a step back and see if that lightens it up.
Okay.
Because if you are sensitive in any way, you're going to feel the same
I can
stuff.
feel it. It's like I can almost breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you put your hand over your heart and you take those deep breaths in.
Okay.
And just ask her to take a step back and let me know if that helps you feel better.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
She makes my ears ring off the charts. So when I get that high-pitched ringing, it usually means that the person I'm sitting with as well too is having those experiences. So it will feel like this high-pitched ringing sound like a TV when you're falling asleep or when you're driving when it's quiet.
I get that all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
That's her trying to connect in with you. And that same thing that I just showed you where you put your hand over your heart, you take that deep breath, you just ask her to tone it down and take a step back. And the biggest thing is breathing, right? If you hold your breath, then it increases.
Okay.
She keeps rubbing my chin when they do that. This is more like a goatee or this facial hair stuff that she's wanting to connect in. Does that make sense for your...
For my husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask her husband if he's coming through at all?
Well, see, originally I thought I had Dad for him, right? So when we get over here, I'm going to see if she'll move it out of the way.
I mean, she's interesting enough because I never met her. But I was just wondering about his dad.
There was a male figure. That's why I asked you what your husband's name was earlier, because there was a male figure that felt like Dad that was coming in. So that was on this side of the paper when we were writing.
Right.
And there was something about, I don't even know who sings this song, and I don't think it's necessarily the song. It's more a way for me to get to the information. Okay. So the song that I kept hearing was "You and Me Going Fishing in the Dark." So there's something like that I keep hearing, that song, "You and Me Going Fishing in the Dark."
His dad fished.
It's like fishing. So I had wrote down fishing for him. It's this connection, and not losing that. Like, he's wanting him to continue. It doesn't feel like he gives himself permission to do those things anymore, and he wants him to reconnect to that because this is how they'll stay. That connection will keep moving, right? So he wants Jason to take his kids fishing and to have those experiences to keep that memory going.
Yes.
How long ago did your mother-in-law pass?
A long
This is
time.
long, like between 15 and 20 years, right? Over? Wow.
Well, no.
No, about 20.
Okay.
About 20,
Between
right?
15 and 20.
She
She was
It was
17.
91.
Okay.
91. That's okay.
So a couple of different things keep coming up. She keeps showing me like her tongue being thick. So usually for me that's medication related at the time that they're passing, right? And not being able to communicate properly.
Yep.
So she's showing me those things. But what she's showing me is like a verbal altercation before going in. That there was a verbal altercation before she passed, that there was this verbal altercation that she regrets heavily.
And so does he.
Regrets it heavily.
Admits.
And she keeps starting to cry and saying to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. That it's time to let it go. That she doesn't hang on to the anger, and that she's very sorry for what she has caused, because that's the lasting memory, and that's not what she wants.
That's exactly it. That's it.
Okay. Because she keeps saying thank you for telling him.
definitely.
Okay.
If he believes it, but
Yeah, well, as long as the message is passed,
Yes.
because it helps her.
yes.
Because they hang on to that, and where healing doesn't happen, it weighs on them, and this is her opportunity to feel better.
Definitely.
So if he doesn't want to take it, that's his choice, but it makes her feel better. So that's my job,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I will definitely tell him,
Okay.
because he needs to hear it. Even
Yeah.
though I've tried to tell him that before, he won't listen.
Sure. I'm very humbled that people from different backgrounds feel comfortable to spend time with me, for me to be able to share some of the knowledge that I've learned over the last few years in doing this job, in knowing that whatever it or they may be, that there is a they. Whether it is God or the flying spaghetti monster, there is something bigger than all of us that keeps us all connected, and that's comforting when we're all on this journey together, to know that if we're healing, then it's helping heal other people at the same time.